let's talk about it a little bit more. The chair of the Windrush Anchor Memorial Foundation, Sir Patrick Vernon, joins us now. I don't know whether to start asking about the anchor or really talk about why it's so important. I mean, tell us a little bit more about why Windrush is such an important ship to be remembered.
So obviously there have been lots of ships that have brought people to Britain from all around the world, but when the ship left the harbour of Kingston, 25th of May 1948, in many ways it ushered in a new era in Britain. After the Second World War, Britain was depleted in terms of workforce. There were lots of cities destroyed by the Luftwaffe, and Britain needed labour. And a lot of people from the Caribbean, as well as other parts of the world, came to Britain. People saw it as a mother country. And that's why I think it's important. It's about the history of Britain post-war. It's about the history of migration and how Britain has changed, I think, for the good, through migration and the way that we are in British society.
And Sir Patrick, good morning to you. And first of all, congratulations on the knighthood.
Thank you very much.
Getting it in the birthday honours recently. You were already an OBE, but now you've been honoured again with the excellent work that you've done for many, many years. You talked about those that came in Empire Windrush, those that came after them. How do you reflect on how they were received in this country and how people are being sort of received today?
That's interesting, because I think there's lots of parallels in terms of what happened when not just simply the people that came from the Windrush ship, but a lot of people came on planes. Those famous BOAC flights that left and arrived at Heathrow Airport from all different parts of the Caribbean and other parts of the world. My parents, they were part of that journey. They came to Britain in the late 1950s. And, you know, there was lots of hostility and resentment and fear and uncertainty and misinformation, which sadly hasn't changed fundamentally that much. We still have lots of misinformation. They came here to build a better life for themselves, but also to add value. If you look at major industries like the NHS, a whole range of public services, arts, culture, you know, that has been the contribution of the Windrush generation and many migrant communities. And it's just really sad that we don't, as a society, reflect on this history, this contribution. We just seem to look at always there's a negative aspect to our migration, but actually without migration, Britain would come to a complete halt in terms of all key sectors, all key industries, and public and life. So the project that I'm involved in is part of that storytelling about looking at the narrative of Britain through the ship.
So tell us more about the project then. We come to the anchor, the original anchor from the Windrush. Explain to us why it's in the Mediterranean now.
Sure. So if I give a bit of the prehistory of the ship. So the ship was originally called the Monte Rosa. It was built in Germany in the 1930s by a Jewish shipbuilding company. And at the time, a lot of Jewish people were leaving Eastern Europe at that time because of the rise of the far right. And a lot of people were going to South America. The ship was eventually requisitioned by Hitler, and it was used as a troop carrier during the Second World War. In 1942, the ship went to Norway, captured 46 Jewish people. They were sent to Auschwitz, where a number of them died in the concentration camps. When we won the war, as part of the spoils of war, we took over that ship. It was renamed the Empire Windrush, MT, and it became a licensed vehicle on the Ministry of Transport, and it was renamed the Windrush after the river, the Windrush that flows through Oxfordshire. And the ship travelled around the world to bring people to the UK, and it made that historic journey, arrived empty, the ship was empty, arrived in Kingston Harbour. The captain had this brilliant idea, put an advert in the Jamaican Gleaner, £28, 10 and 10 shillings, one-way ticket to come to Britain, make a fortune. So we want to recover the anchor. The ship eventually had engine failure and sank in 1955, and it's off the coast of Algeria in international waters. It's been there since that time, 3,000 metres, and we believe that we want to recover the anchor because I think the symbolism of the anchor, you see the images of the anchor, those iconic images of Windrush, which is well known by millions of people around not just simply in the UK, but even around the world as well. And we believe that this is part of history, part of British history. We want to develop it into an educational project. around this memorial to celebrate, recognising the history of the Jewish community pre-Windrush, the legacy and contribution of the Windrush generation, but also a number of seamen died on the boat at the time, died in the engine room, so we want to commemorate the loss of those seamen and their families as well.
Mr. Patrick, what's the plan then to get it up? It's not going to be an easy task. You can't just jump in and pull it up.
So one of our trustees, David Mearns, is a marine scientist and one of the leading experts around recovery around the world. He's got a successful track record. So he will coordinate the operation and he's worked out where the ship is roughly and the location. And so basically we're going to use the latest technology, robotic submarines, so we don't need to have divers or anything. We'll just use robotic submarines to go down to, with cutting equipment that will cut the anchor off the ship, bring it back. So if anyone, any individuals who love marine history, got £2 million spare, please come and join us on the ship.
You've got a good expedition coming in. And when you get it up, because I'm sure you will get the funding and be able to bring it back, what's the idea? Where are you going to take... We've already got that brilliant statue in Waterloo, haven't we?
So obviously we're talking to a whole range of organisations to explore where potential locations could be. So we've had conversations with the GLA, we've had conversations with different museums and archives, but we're still trying to explore. We will do a public consultation to engage the public around that. We'll obviously want to design some artwork connected with the recovery as well and to engage with the public. Because we feel that I think this will bring the community, bring the nation together. We're going through difficult, diverse, challenging times of society. I believe this project, along with other initiatives, can share. We've got a common history, a collective common history. Let's look at the commonality of our histories and our connections as well.
Well, absolutely fascinating to talk to you today. Thanks so much for coming in, Patrick, and telling us all about it, and seeing those archive pictures as well.
And when you get the anchor, we'll have you back on.
You might want to join us. You don't need the diving equipment. So
hey, don't tell me, I'll be right there with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.